Shalom Israel. Sorry for the delay. We had a little technical difficulties. But with I.S.U.P.K. started 1 West, 125th Street on the Command General YAHANNA. Started in 1969. We teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, all the 12 tribes of Israel. If it's not under I.S.U.P.K. Command General YAHANNA, it's not the truth. Not affiliated with any other group. So we're going to get started off in Lashawan Qadash class tonight. My name is Officer Qadash 50. And as you see on the title, we had a title with 18 tribes and 12 tribes. And we're going to go over some information regarding that. So we're going to go through translation. Yeah, we get to mark. Had a little difficulty there, but we made it to water, sir. We made it. We did all right. We did okay. We're going to go over the 18 nations, and we're going to teach. I even bought some maps. We maybe get to where they stand now, but we're in Lashawan Qadash. We're going to show and teach the translation of the nations, of those 18 nations. And also our 12 tribes also. So thank you for your patience. See, pretty good. Yeah, right there. Okay, good. 18 nations. I'm going to use a little chart format. Like this. Let's see, we're going to go 1, biblical names, 18 nations, and then we'll do the translations over there, what they are. I believe we have enough room to do that. We'll leave a little bit more room for that. Okay. First one we'll use. The first thing we'll do, we'll translate what the 18 nations is translated in Hebrew and Paleo. And it's ha. You can see it okay. That means the. Of course, it's not that we're jumping the gun. We're going to get into what the prefixes, prepositionals, and the adjectives are at the end of words, but right now we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit to show you that ha is the. 18 is shamawana, but we're going to use 8. We're going to use shamawana is 8. Actually, we're going to specify that 8, and it's sha. We're going to make 2 words here. We're going to make 1 word, and that'd be the number 18. We haven't went over the numbers just yet, but we're going to get into that in a little while. But I have to be able to tell you what 18 is. So shama, wa. Shama wa, oops, sorry. Wa. Na. It's like that. Ha shama wa na. And then we're going to say I-shara. And I trust that you guys brought your notebooks like I have done and for a long time in class, but I write the notes down and I make sure I go over them so I'll understand them. So you bring your book to class like we reiterated and taught, and Lashawan Qadash should be a lot easier for you to translate things. So ha, the, shamawana, I-shara. We'll get into this a little further, and I'll explain to you what all this means. Ga, wa, yan. It says yan, but actually, when I looked it up, Nation is Gawayam, but when you want to say Gawayam, when you want to say nations, 18 nations, put an S on the end, of course, you have to go plural, yam. So basically what this means on the nations, we'll take our time here. Ha is the. To make the number 18, you have to use two of right here, I'm sorry. Ooh, man, I think I got that something going on here. There it is. Sorry about that. To make the word 18, you have to put two words together. Shamawana is 8. Like that. And then Asherah is actually 10 in Hebrew, in Paleo Hebrew, so it's 10. And if you put them together, you get 18. And we'll go over that in later more classes.
You can just shut it down and put everything like you had it and come to the house.
Yes, sir.
Little parts.
It's a little quick. Yeah, to bring the word 18, and that's how you get the word 18. So that's where we get the, so for 18. And nation is Gawayam. Gawayam. But there was an error in some of the notes out there that had an N over here, but it's actually Gawayam. I looked it up. Stand corrected all the time anyway. So we have Thomas Brown checking in. That's the wild. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sorry for being late, but we're there. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters of I.S.U.P.K. So that's how we get 18. Okay. So now the first, so take your notes out, write, make sure you pick this up in your notes, and then we'll translate the first one. We have what you call the names known today. The names known today. The names today known today and what they're called. That's our first column there. And they're, the name known, the first one we're going to use is India. And India is called today Elam. Lashawan, Qadash, and then we'll get to the breaking down of how it's spelled. Elam is how it's spelled, and we're going to get to the translation of what this is here. And Edom is called also I-S-U-P-K. I-S-U-P-K. It's India. And we'll, I wasn't going to do Assyrian, but since we got it up here, we'll do both. We'll do Paleo and Assyrian at the same time. The Paleo for I.S.U.P.K. So to reiterate, doing 18 nations, Ha, the, Shamawana, 18, Shamawana, and Asherah, if you put, that's 10, so 10 plus 8 is 18. Nation is Gawayam, nations. The Yam makes it plural. And so, and of course, course, we'll spell it out. We'll translate what that is. And put this in your notes. It'll help you out in class, in your classes. Help you out in your notes. We're not going to put the alphabet there. You use your notes as reference. I have that right. Yeah. So it's yes. Ha. There's your ha. Shama. Shama. Wa. Here. And then for the connectors for paleo, you use one. Shamana. Shamawan. Shamawana. Did I do that right? No, I'm sorry. Got the wrong one there. Oh, that's a rush. It's an N, I'm sorry. It's lucky. There we go, that's better. Shamawana. Sha, ha, sha, ma, wa, na. Sha, ma, wa, na. And that's how you translate Shamawana. Of course, ha is over here. And now we'll go to the translation of I.S.U.P.K and Gawayam. So you have a little bit more room here maybe. I, Sha, Ra, Ga, Wa, oops, sorry about that. There we go. So we have I, Shara, I, Sha, Ra, then we have Ga, Wa, then we have Yan. And right there, that translation there would be all of that. I think we'll bring this down just a little bit so we have a little room. Salakia, for your patience there. Got a little late start, so it's going to disorient a little bit. Okay, and all of that, that's the paleo. For ha, shamawana, ashara. Gawayama. Gawayam. And we, like I said again, we're going to go to, the first one we'll do India. These are, let's see, we'll put a title on that. We'll put names known today. Put it up here. Names known today. And as you know, all these other nations, heathen nations, that are our nation, have a name to what they're called. And they have, we'll rewrite it again, India. It's called Elam. Yeah, that's right. Elam. Hebrew name is I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. And we'll go over here to the Hebrew and we'll translate that. I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. is translated I over here. YAHANNA. Remember to put your connectors. I, and then you colon. Remember to put your connectors on there. For India, Elam, I-Yah-Lam. That will be Tawab. Of course, we've got the Assyrian up here. I might as well put it up here. I do have it. See if we got some room here. It looks like we're going to have room for it anyway. So we'll have a I. That's the Assyrian for it. Yah. Matter of fact, I write it in a different color so it won't get confused there. People in class there. Got Shar. Shar in class. Brother Thomas Brown. I'm sure on Facebook I can't really see that right now, but I'm working with that. We had technical difficulties earlier, like I said, to reiterate. Then we'll do something here that we got to go to your notes just in case. There is a ending character there. M. I. Yah. La. Lum. That ending character. Don't forget that. There's the paleo in black and red. It's Assyrian. There we go. Did you guys get that written down? I'm catching up a little bit here. We'll do the next word. We'll have Assyria. We'll use Assyria. And I may erase some of these because the board really not that big to handle all of them. So you guys make sure you take good notes. Assyria. Syria. There we go. All right, Syria is called I.S.U.P.K. Dashan Zimmerman, this is a young man. All right, ready to become a trooper. There you go. I.S.U.P.K. Make your trooper. Put on all black, and we'll make those announcements at the end of class. Put on all black. Do your 90 days. We'll make all those announcements for you ready to become a trooper. That's good, strong warrior talk. That's what I like to hear. Dashan Zimmerman. Young man. All right. Okay. We'll put over here, I think that's enough room right there. Okay. We call Assyria, the Hebrew name for it is and that's where we get the translation from, the Hebrew names. That's why we're doing all this. Shah, war. There you go. Hopefully have another room there. I believe we do. Okay. Use another pen. Trying to use different colors so you can understand in Lashawan Qadash class. It can be difficult sometimes, but most of the time it's pretty easy if you take good notes. That's the main thing. You know, if you take good notes, you're going to be tawab. Okay. Ashawar. We're going to paleo. We'll do that in black here. That's the first character that we learned before. It's a little big there, but we'll go change. I don't like to have it open up so much like that. Sorry about that. Tawab. Salaki, I'm sorry. We'll make it tawab. That's why I like that. While it's taught. And then we'll use the character, Sha. Then we'll use Wa. And then we'll use the R to make that sound complete. So we're going to go Yeah, that's good. Sha. Then we'll join these two together. In paleo, that's how you say Ashawar translated in paleo. Ashawar. Paleo. Syrian, name known today. Ashur. Biblical names. Didn't write that, sorry about that. But the biblical name, sorry. There we go. It's like biblical names. Take good notes. So let's get in Assyrian now. We'll write the Assyrian for Ashawar. That's what we're doing now. Today's class, we're going to translate the 18 nations. We may be able to get into the 12 tribes. I don't know. At a late start in class. But we're going to be Tawab. We're going to do as far as, and then what we don't do today, we'll carry on to the next class. So that's how we're going to do this. So if you can see the board, okay. Ashawar, we use an A sound. Oops. A, then we use Sha. Hope you guys can see this all right. If you're good, make sure you tell me if it's not. Sha, and then we use for Wa, we use this character here. Remember what we said, Hebrew has 22 characters, 2 vowels. Take good notes. I'm pretty sure you're relying, and if you're a young man, if you didn't get the alphabet, just write this down. We'll write the alphabet down again in class next Friday, or for the benefit of people who are been in class now for 3 weeks, of course. And I know you're new and true. Lashawan, you want to become a trooper. We'll write the alphabet down. For right now, take good notes. And these are the characters that translate what the Hebrew name are, and of course the biblical name, and this is what they're called today. So we're right now, the red is an Assyrian. That's our language that we had in captivity. It translates the same, they just have different characters as you see. And then of course, R, we put an R here. So we have I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. That is the paleo. Took the time to write out the paleo. I was going to write this Syrian. This is the Syrian in red. Paleo. Let me write that down so people, just in case. Syrian is in red. Paleo, we got over here in black as far as the translation is concerned. P for paleo. Just in case you guys miss it. That's the Syrian column. This is the paleo column. The paleo, like I said, has connectors for the young man, for Trooper 4-year Adrian. Glad to have you in class from Charleston. Always good to have the sisters in class too. All right, checking in from Charleston, South Carolina. And Adrian, to reiterate, you already know our alphabet. What we're going over is the 18 nations. And that'll be good. This would be a good lesson to put down and write it down in your book, like I do. Even though I'm an officer, I'm still learning until the day I die. I.S.U.P.K. till the day you die. You can always grab a book, like I'm doing now, write down your notes, so you'll have a great understanding when you get ready to refer back to it, especially the alphabet. The characters, until you get them memorized, because you'll go from there. And I'm kind of going through it because we didn't have a whole lot of time because we had some technical difficulties. But that's what we're doing. The 18 nations. We're doing their biblical names, and we're doing the translation of those biblical names, and then we're doing the Hebrew. We're doing the paleo characters in black over here, and we're doing the Syrian in red. Thank you guys for joining class. We're going to do another one. It's called Syria. Not to be confused with Assyria. Syria. We were in captivity a lot of these places. Not going to get in detail with that. That's a whole other class that you learn from different breakdowns of other classes. We're just going to tell you pretty much, like I said, what their name known as today. India, Assyria, and Syria. Elam, Ashur, and this one will be called Aram. 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 That's the biblical name. When you see those in the Bible, you make the connection and know that, okay, Aram. When you see Aram, it's called Syria. When you see Ashur, that's Assyria. When you see Elam, Elamites, that's India. In Hebrew, to translate that again, Elam, I.S.U.P.K, and Aram would be called, pretty much how it's pronounced on this one, Aram. Aram. And for the benefit, just like that. That's the Hebrew. That's how it's pronounced. And it's very vital that you understand all three columns, especially these, because that's how you're going to be able to translate it. Sounds just like it says, Aram. You already see, we had a Indian connector over there, and a young man, you as a trooper, as a beginning young man, you want to be a trooper, you're going to learn the Indian connectors and all of that. So don't get so misunderstanding about them. You'll get into that. We'll get into that, and I'll explain it to you in another class. It's always good to review. Didn't have a lot of time to review today, but it's good to review for new students. So you check in next Friday, and we'll review. For right now, we'll write the board down as you see it. But I know that Thomas Brown, Adrian, and I know Sharp you already know pretty much what we're writing on the board. You know what these characters are because you have the characters that we've written down in the past classes. Aram. So we'll translate Aram. It's good to know when you're reading the Tanakh and different Hebrew writings. When you see these writings, you'll be able to translate. Say, oh, okay, that means Ashawar. Ashawar. Or, in this case, through how it's written today, Ashawar. No connectors over here. Connectors are only in Paleo. The ending characters, you have to pay attention to ending characters for the Paleo in red. So let's go ahead and do some translation on this one, on Aram. Let's find out in Paleo what that looks like. Aram, there you go. The A sound. That's an A. Just like this here, that and that same again. There's you the characters. Ra. Ra. And then, of course, we have an ending connector. I'm sorry. Not yet. Just like that. Then we'll have Ram. We have to put these two together. Ram. And then you have to put all that together. That's why we put the connector there, young man. And of course, the rest of the students, you know that. Doing a lot of, and we have Deshaun Zimmerman. Good, great. There you go, sir. You understood. Good. Wow. That's what I like to hear. Brother stepping up to be a trooper. Just do your 90 days, brother. Stay in class. Stay online. Aram. Now we're going to do it in Assyrian. We'll do this in Assyrian. We'll have an A here. Then we'll have a Ra. Then we'll have an Now, all you know that we're going to have to use that same M. See that, right? That M sound. So it's going to, instead of an M being like that wouldn't fly. And most of you guys know why. I just did that for illustration. You have to put the ending character on it, of course, and the M would look like this, the same as it did here. Aram. That M, and that's an M, that's an R, that's an R, that's an A, that's A. This is Paleo, this is Assyrian. For the young man, sake of writing, all for everybody. Hope I'm teaching pretty good and slowing it down so it won't go too fast for you. But just trying to get the class to the point where we can start going over words and we're going to go over numbers. And we're going to just keep going over things until we get a vocabulary. We get the numbers down packed. And like I said, to reiterate, we went over one number tonight. Shamoana, that's 8. You put the Asherah. You put the two together, you have 18. Now that's how we do it. That's pretty much, if you want to say 11, you say Akar Asherah. But in this case, it's Shamoana. That's how you say 8 in Hebrew. Asherah. So automatically, I know that. I automatically know that that's 18. Plus, I put them together. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. We'll go to the Arabs. Everybody know who the Arabs are, the Ishmael people, right? Arabs. The names known today are the Arabs. The Arabs. I'm writing big and I'm using a lot of the board Obviously, you know I have to erase this and go back and do some more. But I don't want to write small and get everything squashed up. So that's why if you take good notes or you have the video, you can go back and replay it, and you can rewrite it again. That's why I'm giving you time to write it down. Really neat. Because this you definitely can add in your book. This is vital and good information. Right here. Arabs. Then they're called Ishmael. The biblical name, when you see Ishmael in the Bible, they're talking about the Arabs. And of course, Ishmael, Isaac and Ishmael were brothers. We come from Isaac. So Abraham had Isaac and Ishmael. Spelled it right? No. There's an H in there. I knew it. I-S-H. There we go. Put a little I there. Ishmael. There we go. There you go. It's better. It's going to be called Ishmael. Now his name in Hebrew is going to be called, let's see, Yasha-Ma'alah. Yasha-Ma'alah. So we'll take our time and write that word. We don't have much room here. Yah. Shah. Yasha. My. Then Allah. Got like a Allah translate to be the word power at the end of his name. Yasha Ma'ala. His name just happened to be Shamala. But he is not the 12 tribes of Israel. He's an Arab. His brother, Isaac, is where we came from. And of course, Jacob. Arabs, Ishmael, Yasha Ma'ala. Biblical name, Ishmael. Name known today, Arabs. You see that in the Bible? That's what that's called. So let's translate that, Yasha Ma'ala. Yasha Ma'ala. Let's use black over here, and we go to the paleo. We'll do the paleo over here. We'll have Yah. There's that little character for Yah in the paleo. Shah. You may have room for maybe one, two more. I don't know. Let's see here. There we go. Yasha. Then we use Ma. Yasha, Ma. Then we use I, Ma. So it's Yah, independently pronounced. Shah, independently pronounced. Then we have to do something here with this. We have to put a dependent connector. Why? Because they depend on themselves for that sound. Then we use La all here by itself. And that's the paleo connectors. And like I reiterate again, the paleo connectors. That's you can really tell what the characters look like with the paleo. What the words look like and how they enunciate and pronounce and then enunciate over here, because the connectors help you. It's Yah, Shah. These are letters. These letters here are actual characters in the Hebrew language. Of course, you know that. Then my, the M and the I. Ma. You drop the A because you're going to use the I. If you didn't have that, then it'd have a different word. But the I there, so you connect those two together, it makes my. I do that right? Let's see. my woo. I think that's, wait a minute. Let me make sure I get that right. No, I didn't do that right. Then we use got this sound. We'll check that and make sure that's right. I believe that is. Just want to make sure just so the spelling itself. Going to make sure that's Yashama'ila. You guys write that down. I'll check it. Yeah, Yasha. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I forgot the A. That's correct. Sorry. Been a rush here. Anyway, yeah, you have to put the A there. So it's Yasha Ma'a. Get a better pencil there. Get a better look at it. Yeah, there we go. Better. Yeah. Allah. Or Allah. Which means power at the end there. There we go. That's better. Sorry about that. Yah, Shah, my. Wrote it down wrong, but we got it now. Allah. That's the name in Paleo. And of course, in Assyrian, all you have to do is just take these curves over here, and then we'll do it this way. Yah, Shah, like that. We use a Ma. Shama. And we use a I sound here. Character. I. Then we'll use over here. Got enough room. Then we'll use, I think we have enough. La. Little stretch there. Yah, Shah, Ma, I, Allah. Yah, Shah, Ma, Allah. Give you a chance to write that one down. Okay? We got time, let's see. Yeah, we got to see what time is it. 8:22, yeah, we got a little time here. Sorry for the light start again. We're gonna move on to another word. And that's Ishmael. That's who he is. All right. And we're going to go to the Chinese. Everybody know the Chinese, that's where we're having a lot of problems right now with this virus. The Chinese. The Chinese. That would be called the Moabites. The Mawahaba. Moab. When you see Moab in the Bible, or the Moabites, you can know that it has reference to the Chinese. Heathen nations. All these are heathen nations. Eat anything, do anything, and have the commandments. Only 12 tribes have them. I.S.U.P.K, home of the truth. We teach that. That's what we teach. The truth according to the Bible. India, Assyria, Syria, Arabs, Chinese. In the Bible, you're going to see Chinese called Moab. India, we call Elam. Give me a chance to write things down. Ashur is Assyria, Aram, Syria, Ishmael, Arabs, so on and so forth. Chinese, Moab. Mawa Abba. So we'll say Ma, Wa, Ah, Ba. There we go. See if I have that. I like to always check. Mawa, that looks correct, yes. Mawa Abba. Mawa Abba. You get the spelling correct, and sometimes, you can drop the ball, just go back and look at it again. You get the spelling correct, there's a great chance, almost 100% chance, that you're going to get, it could be 99, you could miss something. You're going to get the translation correct in Paleo and Assyrian. It all starts here, which starts there, which starts here. Ma. Let's go over that. Let's look at the translation here. Ma. Boy, that's a funny looking M. You would love a little better than that. Surely I can do better than that. Okay. There. Ma. Jesus. No, that's not right. I'm doing, sorry. I'm doing M there. There we go. Ma. Out of Syria. That M. Ma. Wa. Ah. And then Ba. And we'll put the connectors on here in a second. Mawa Aba. Ma. Crooked right there. These things are a lot crooked there on itself there. Okay. We'll make this be a little better there. There we go. That's a whole lot better. Ma, Wa, Ah, Ba. Just like it's pronounced. Ma, Wa, Ah, Ba. Everything will be an independent connector. Don't need any dependency of anything, of each other's pronunciation. Or Ma, Wa, Ah, Ba. Now we can do that funny looking M that I was starting over here prematurely. There we go. M. We'll make it a little wider. Got a little room. I was trying to make these to fit into these blocks. It's kind of hard sometimes there. There. Ma, of course, Wa. Then you go Ah. Then you have Ba. You don't need any connectors because B is not an any connector in the Assyrian. Doesn't call for one. Mawa Abba. Looks like chicken scratch, but that's what the presser, in captivity, that's what we were reading. It's all in our scrolls, but you'd have to go back. This original language started in Paleo Hebrew right here, the mother language. That's why these are connected. It's a lot easier to pronounce. Ma, wa, aba. Chinese. I think we may have room to put another on the bottom. We'll see. Let you write that down for a second. Ma, wa, aba. And we have, let's see what we have here. 8:30, and we have time. I'll try to put one into the board. I may have to erase the board. That's why I'm giving you a chance to write it. I think I'll have time to put one at the bottom. We'll put the Japanese at the bottom. I think I may be able to fit it down here in red. There we go. Sorry about that. Japanese. That's what they call the name known today, Japanese, for these people here. Japanese. Japanese are called Ammon, A-M-M-O-N. In the Bible, when you see this word here, Ammon, what you call the Ammonites. A lot of these nations we had battles with. Ammon. When you see Ammon, they actually are the Japanese. Yes, they are. So they look. They will be called Imawan. The Hebrew name, well, how we call them in the Hebrew, is I, Ma, Wan. There we go. Yeah. Japanese. The name's known today. It's a land way over there in the other part of the world. And of course, Ammon, block it. That's what biblical names. The Hebrew name is I-Ma-Wan. I-Ma-Wan. Give me a chance to write that down before we translate it, because I'm going to erase the board here. We might be able to get one more up here, maybe two, before class is over. It's 8:30. To reiterate, we had a late start. Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a one. I sound. We use the ma. Then we use the wa. It's better. I'm up. Okay. Wa. That's the wa. I. That's the first character. Ma. Wa. And then we'll use an N here. I'm a one. I. Ma, independent connector here again. And we'll have to join these two together. We'll have to join these two together to make the word, to make the character sound. These two characters make the sound one. So You say one. So it's I, Ma, joined together, one. So I'm and one is independent, independent, dependent. Independent, independent, dependent. That's how paleo goes. That's why it's easier to pronounce. You can actually take this and write this. That's the whole point. That's what translation is. So when you see it written down on a piece of paper or on a scroll somewhere in a museum, you say, oh man, I know what that is. I'm the one. Oh, that means Ammon. Oh, okay, that's just Japanese. It's just that easy. Easier said than done, huh? So we'll go and do the Syrian for that. The I. That's an I in the Syrian. We have a Ma. Then we have a Wa. Then we have a Na. Remember that Na? We're going to have to go and make an ending connected because the N here actually is one of the end connecting characters. That looked like a laid down 7 or pretty much like it is. Like last week I was drawing them like candy canes, but it's pretty much what it looks like on the chart. Type of 1 in your register if everyone understands. Have anything before we move on to maybe another word or so before the end of class? We'll have to finish up next week into this chart, and then we'll move on to the 12 tribes and their translations, their biblical names, and the name known today, and their Hebrew name. If you have a 1 in the connector, if you have a 1 in the register, then I know you understand. Or if you're good with that, try to erase the board here. And then maybe, I don't know, you tell me, let me know if you need to move on. If you're good. Try to get maybe a couple more in here. We'll get the so-called white people in Israel. Okay? Assume everyone has this. So we'll definitely start up here, India. And just keep going down in order as if it's going all the way down the board. I don't have any more room, and I want to write it real big so you can understand. Good, Lashawan. Great. You understand. That's great. This is telling me that I can move on. I assume the rest of the students understand. Good. Lashawan, Thomas Brown. Good. Con. All right. Shard, Adrian. There's no questions so far, so I assume that we're good with Tawab. That means I can erase this then. And that's what I'll do. Kind of last two down there. we'll let you guys write them because that's the last one written. Oh, we'll write one. We'll do this one before the end of the class. We call the so-called white man. We'll put him down here. So-called white man. That's our oppressor. One that had us in slavery here in America. So-called white man named Edom or Esau. Put Edom here. Or Esau. Now, use down on your paper that you're using in class, make sure you, on your notebook pad, make sure you keep a good note, because once I write this, there's no reason to do this again. I assume that you have it. So-called white man, Edom, Esau, the oppressor. The devil the Bible speaks of. That's the devil the Bible speaks of right there. Adawam. Hebrew name is called Adawam. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Adawam. Adawam, of course, translation. We'll use black over here. Da. Where's this lines over here? Okay, da. Then we're going to use wam. And we're going to use that character there. Try to write that nice and big so you guys can see it. And we'll put the connectors here. Put da, independent. Then we have to connect these two together to make that sound wam. That's Esau. So-called white man. I actually call him so-called devil, but for the sake of names today, the so-called white man. That's the whole point. We're making the connection. It's the white man, the devil the Bible speaks of. Edom, Esau, Adawam. Independently pronounced. Da, independently pronounced. Wam, wam. Then we'll translate this in Syrian. Probably be the last one we do because, we short time, like I said, I got started. Had some technical difficulties going on. This whole line here should be like right up underneath there. So for your writing, so we say Adawam here. We say it's an A sound. We're translating in Assyrian right now. Assyrian. Da looks just like that. Da. Then we'll say wam. Wa. Don't need any connectors because this language is not formulated with connectors. Then of course we'll use one thing here. We'll make sure that we have the end a connector, an ending not a connected, but an ending character. Avery Williams, good, glad you can see. To come in class, don't matter how late. You may have missed a few while I was writing down, but you probably have them written down. That's why I left a few down here. I'll go over them next week. I won't write them on the board, but I'll pronounce them. I'll pronounce at least the names, the biblical names again, and their Hebrew names, but I won't go over the translation. I may or may not, but most likely I won't, because that's something that you can try to get translation. If you have a problem, just you can call us and we'll get it straightened out on it. The ending character is M. That's what that is. Instead of having this character here, you don't need that character, because it's the M is one of the ending characters for Assyrian. Adawam. Adawam. Kind of hard to tell over here in Assyrian. We don't have any connectors. But Thomas Brown, Shah, Deshaun. There you go. Yes, sir. No excuses. That's right. I'm here. The water. In class. It's good. Great. Thomas Brown, Shah, Deshaun Zimmerman, Adrian, our sister, and Avery Williams. It's our class. Of course, we have more students. I'm sure they may be a little busy, but make sure you join get in class next week. It's like Avery said, there's no excuses. Here, thank you, the water. I'll give you guys a chance to write that down. I think we'll make that our last word that we talked about, because next week we're gonna go over the rest of them: the Israel, Ethiopians, Egyptians, North Africa, South Africa, French, Russia, Greek, Germany, and you know, French, Russia, Greek, Germany, Spain, and Italy. Pretty much all white nations anyway. They're just 6 nations added on to the 12, which makes 18. So basically, it's like a breakdown of all of the white nations. It's really what they are. And then, of course, talk about the African nations. There's 4 of them. We're not African. We're Hebrew Israelites, one of the 12 tribes. And we'll get into the 12 tribes, but next week. But we're definitely not African. You have Egyptians, Matazarian, Egypt, Put, North Africa, South Africa is Canaan, and the Ethiopians is Cush. We'll get into all that next week. Make sure you understand that you are not African. If you're part of the 12th tribe of Israel, we have our own tribe. Other nations have their own. We're not part of these nations that we're putting here. These are 18 nations, totally different from ours. If you're black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you belong to the 12th tribe, the 12 lost tribe of Israel. Understand that. So-called white man, he has his nation. Chinese have their nation. Japanese, Ammon, they have their nation, and the other nations, so on and so forth, that we wrote on the board. India, Elam, or Assyria, Syria, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, they all have their nations. But we're not part of them. That's right, Avery, damn right, we're not part of them. But we, for the sake of understanding who these nations are, and of course, Lashawan Qadash class, we're writing out the Paleo and the Assyrian so you'll understand how they're pronounced. And when you see it in the Bible, so it's a lesson in itself. The Bible names Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Hey, we're just writing what they are in the Bible. So when you see it, make sure Bible reading a little better. Get into class. Make sure you always have a officer to direct you in that area. And the next week class is going to be really wild. We're going to go over the number system, and we're going to finish up 18 nations. We're going to go over the number system, and we're going to go over the 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, and Asher, Naphtali, and Issachar, or Yashashakar. And we'll go over what they named them: Yahweh, thanks, Son of Right, joined to me, and all that, and so on and so forth. We'll go over the 12 tribes of Israel, who we are, our nation. We're not affiliated with these other nations. Matter of fact, the Lord say, separate from them. Don't be part of them. The 18 nations are what we're talking about here, so you guys have an understanding. Well, who do you separate from, and where is this? The name known today? So-called white man, you don't need to be with him anyway. Period. Separate from him. Chinese, separate from him. Japanese, separate from him. India, the East Indian, or Elam, or Ayalam, separate from him. Not to be confused with the Indian. That native Indian that we're here already. Totally different. Assyria, separate from them. Syria, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, definitely the so-called white man. Stay away from them. Okay, and that's, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna, I would like, instead of saying pause the class, I'd like to say, instead of ending class, we're gonna pause it for a whole week. So you can write it down. Go over these and make sure you got them written in your book. And we'll go over the next few nations that we have. We got down to sort of the middle because we got a late start. We probably would have got finished. And we're going to go over the 12 tribes next week. Then I'm going to go over the number systems as we talked about. Shamawana, Asherah. Shamawana means 8. You have to put 2 together. Asherah is 10. Akach and Yah, Shalash, so on and so forth. But anyway, you put Shamuana, 8, Asherah, you put them together, you have 18. And we'll teach you how to do that in the classes to come. I'm going to get into it next week, as a matter of fact. So take good notes, because you'll have, this is valuable information, valuable. It took me a long time to even get into before we got into our numbers. I mean, so consider yourself blessed to get into your Syrian. It took us a while before we got into Syrian, because we had to make sure we get the paleo down packed so you'll understand it, know how to pronounce things, enunciate things. But it's time now that we keep moving, and we're going to keep moving. After we get it all done, we'll just review it. And alphabet, we may write the alphabet on the board briefly and erase it, so you can get a good understanding of it. We're going to do the security announcements. And pause the class for a whole week, and thank you guys for coming out to class, my brothers and my sisters. I.S.U.P.K. security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother and sister: when a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. That's how we handle it here in I.S.U.P.K. The tithes, which is commandment, Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. We'll get to that word, M-A-I-S-H-A-R-R-A. It means 10th, ma'ashara, in the Hebrew. Actually, it means Ashara is right here. And then we'll get into Ma, the 10th, the 10th part of the tithe. We'll get into all of those endings and suffixes and prefixes, or what we call the prepositions and adjectives. We'll get into all of that later. So you'll understand when you say ha, ma, ha, the, and so on and so forth. We'll get into that. 10% of every penny or increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund. The free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation is going to be our Passover, and of course it's changed. You always want to stay with your camp leader, or make sure you stay in contact with this class and other classes at I.S.U.P.K online, ISUPK.com. And make sure you get your camp leader by phone or by class or however you do it, to make sure that we understand that the Passover has been postponed and it will happen another day. But for right now, the Passover is the 14th day of the first month, Thursday, April 9th, 2020 at sundown. Exodus 12, 1-5, Leviticus 23, 4 and 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7-8, 2 Corinthians 30 and 17. But like I reiterate, make sure you get your camp leader for the actual Passover dates, because it has been postponed and pushed back just a little bit. So a reminder, Akim and Akwath, that's men and women, to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper, that's what we have on the screen here. We have a trooper. Wants to be a trooper, this is what you do. If anyone wanted to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pant, and headband, and scarf. With I.S.U.P.K, for this we say, Shalom.